Hey guys, welcome back to Kirby's Footy Focus. So for today's video, I wanted to go over the MLS playoff schedule. Because with MLS playoffs coming up, a lot of people don't really understand exactly how the playoffs brackets work and what it takes to qualify. So let's get right to it. So this is the MLS website, and right here, you'll see that actually 18 teams qualify for the MLS playoffs. And a lot of people are upset by that, but when you look into it, it doesn't actually look that bad because qualifying positions actually matters. So teams 1 through 7 qualify for a best of 3, and 8 and 9 qualify for a single elimination. So right here it says the winner of each wild card match will advance to round 1 best of 3 to face off the conference number 1 seed. Eastern Conference wild card numbers 8 versus number 9. Western Conference wild card number 8 versus 9. And if the score of a wild card game is tied at the end of the regulation, no extra time will be played. Teams will participate in a penalty shootout to determine the winner. Now that is actually kind of cool. They want to keep the action going, and you immediately go into a penalty shootout. Unlike the best of 3, which I believe you get 15, but let's just take a look. 15-minute extra, but let's just take a look. So for round 1 best of 3 series, every round 1 game will have a winner. The first team to win 2 matches in the series will advance. If a match is tied at the end of regulation, no extra time will be played. Teams will participate in a penalty shootout to determine the winner. Okay, so there is a penalty shootout instead. Following the 4-round 1 best of 3 series, each conference, 4 teams from each conference will advance to the conference semifinals. So right here, you'll see for the Eastern Conference round 1 best of 3, number 1 versus number 8 or number 9, depending on which one won. Number 2 versus number 7. Number 3 versus number 6. Number 4 versus number 5. And the same for the Western Conference. And right here, the matches will be hosted in a home-away-home format with higher seeded teams hosting the first match and, if needed, the third match. See, so your positioning in the leaderboards actually matters because a home-away home format, that's important. You want to get those home games. And then, match 1, higher seeds host. Match 2, lower seeds host. Match 3, higher seed host as needed. And then the conference semifinals. So these are the 2 15-minute extra time. Single elimination games hosted by the higher seeds. So you want to get the higher seeds. If the score of a conference semifinal game is tied at the end of regulation, 2 15-minute extra time periods will be played in their entirety. If the score is still tied at the end of the 2 extra time periods, teams will participate in a penalty shootout to determine the winner. Conference semifinals matchups. Here you go. Eastern Conference semifinals, winner of number 1 versus number 8 and number 9. Winner of number 4 versus number 5 series. And winner of number 3 versus number 6 versus winner of number 2 versus number 7. And then same. Conference final. 2 games. Semi-elimination games hosted by the higher seeds. If the score of the conference final game is tied at the end of regulation, 2 50-minute extra time periods will be played in their entirety. If the score is still tied at the end of the 2 extra time periods, teams participate in a penalty shootout to determine the winner. Then you just have the Eastern Conference final, highest advancing seed versus lower advancing seed. Western Conference final, high advancing seed versus lowest advancing seed. And then the winner of each conference final will advance to the MLS Cup, presented by Audi. A single match hosted by the finalists with the most regular season points. If the 2 finalists have the same number of regular season points, the team with more wins will host. If they are still tied, the team with the better goal difference will host. Yep, and then you got the 2 15-minute extra time periods, which will be played in their entirety. If the score is still tied at the end of the 2 extra time periods, teams will participate in a penalty shootout to determine the winner. Yeah, so that is the format. And I personally, I like it. Because a lot of people are just like, I want single elimination all the way through. But, MLS wants the money. So the more games, the more money. and that's just how it is. But it's not that bad, and I like watching more MLS games, to be honest. So that is the playoff format. If you have any questions, comment below. And if I missed something, comment and like and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.